Right, but it's a huge game for Manchester United. We play Real Sociedad in the next round of the Europa League. It's a huge chance for Manchester United. It's our only chance now to win the trophy. I'll be going through my predicted team, what to expect from the game, and much more. But let's get straight into it. The first thing, Chidobe Martin cannot start this game because he is not in the Europa League squad. I mean, another mistake made by Manchester United. I don't know why we didn't put him in the squad. But I mean, Rasmus Højlund does have a pretty good goal ratio in the Europa League. I think it's a goal every 83 minutes or something like that. So he has got a decent record. He has to step up for Manchester United. He will start this game. And listen, where you thought Chidobe will get an opportunity in a game like this, he just can't because he's not in the squad. So yeah, that's very, very frustrating. But in terms of team news, we don't think there's going to be anyone back. I think we're hoping that Maguire is going to be fit, and we're assuming that Maguire is fit. He did go off with a knock. Yoro as well. I don't know why he went off. Potentially was a knock. At least we have Dorgu for this game, which is a positive as well. But listen, Real Sociedad, it's going to be a tough game. I think it's the only it is the only opportunity for Manchester United to win a trophy this season, and it's a huge trophy. It gives us so much more money, which the Glazers want, and which at a club we need, and also it's going to give us that route into the Champions League. Now listen, the way that we're playing at the moment, clubs like Bilbao, I think there's obviously Sociedad in there, Tottenham, Roma, Lazio, it doesn't look like Manchester United can get past them. But I think Amorim really realistically has to put all his eggs into the Europa League basket and do everything we can to possibly get the win. It's going to be a tough game. I think our record against Spanish teams isn't the greatest. Sociedad has some good players, and I think they got battered like 4-0 the other day by Barcelona, but we know how the Spanish teams play. They like possession. I mean, it does give us a benefit that the second leg's at home and the first leg's away, but again, our home form hasn't been great either. I think we've all learned a lot from the first leg. I think the aim should be obviously to win, but if you can get a draw out in Sociedad where it's going to be tough, then that will be a huge benefit for Manchester United, but it isn't going to be an easy game. Now let's talk about the team I'd go with. I think there will be a few changes. I think Amorim knows he has to make some changes, but I think the main part of the team will probably be the same. I think Onana will remain in goal. Bayende isn't back. Heaton as well. So we're going to keep Onana in goal. I think he was all right against Fulham. Like, he made a few decent saves. I don't think he can do much better on the goal. But again, you look at what you need from Onana. He just doesn't have that confidence. And I'm hoping, listen, just don't make any mistakes. Keep it simple. I remember in our last away European game against Pilsen, he made that sloppy mistake. Just keep it simple in a game like this. Don't do anything stupid, and I think we should be fine. But that's what you want from Onana. In terms of back three, it's going to be Yoro on the left, Maguire in the middle, and De Ligt on the right. That's assuming they're all fit. I think it was just a thing of fatigue. I think most of the team is going to be fatigued. Obviously, we played 120 minutes, but we have to recover. We barely have any fit. Like, we don't have many options for changes in defenders, so we're going to have to keep these three players in. I think Yoro's fit. I think he took him off a bit of rotation. I would not start Lindelof in this game. I think De Ligt and Maguire, very, very solid against Fulham. And then drop him in there again. Now, the huge boost is we have Patrick Dorgu back. That is a positive. Patrick Dorgu has been fantastic for United in the games that he's played. And in the European game, I think this gives him that opportunity. He's banned for our next 2 games against Arsenal and Leicester. But he can play in this Europa League game, so that is huge. So I'll stick him in left wing back. Obviously, I'm not really bothered if it's Delo or Mazraoui at right wing back. You could see Mazraoui going to right centre back and one of the Maguire or De Ligt being dropped, something like that. But yeah, it could be, but it probably will be Delo right wing back. Into midfield, it has to be Bruno and Ugarte again. I think I want to see that duo again. I think they were very competitive, energetic. I think the only reason why Ugarte came off against Fulham was the fact that he was on a yellow and Amorim didn't want to risk it. I think it's absolutely vital to have someone like him in the team. I thought Ugarte is very, very good, and I think without him we missed that legs and energy in midfield. Bruno as well, he's been absolutely key for us in the recent games. I think again his quality is absolutely essential. His performances on the pitch have been fantastic for us recently, and I think we need a captain's performance. Need quality like him now, so that would be that. 2 inside 10 is going to be Garnacho and Xerxes. I think Eriksen, he didn't do bad, but there was just no legs and no running, like no one making runs. So I think that's why Garnacho would be in there, maybe hit on the counter attack. I think it will be Højlund through the middle. I think Xerxes had a very good game against Fulham, but the thing is now with Chidobe not being in the squad, Obviously Ahmad's injured. We really don't have anyone else to play. From the front three positions, we have Garnacho, Xerxes, Højlund, and that's probably about it, to be honest. So we don't really have that many options in that position. So that's what we're going to have to do. And once Sociedad, it's going to be a tough game. But as I said, this is probably one of the most important games of the season, or certainly the biggest game of the season right now. If we, like, I know there's 2 legs, but this is definitely one of the biggest games, and the second leg as well, because we need a trophy this season. It will not make the season a success, but it would just change the momentum and at least give us something to fight for. As I said, it gives us money which we can hopefully reinvest into the team. But in terms of predictions, I think it's going to be a tough game. I think it will be a draw. I'm going to go 1-1. I think the way that United have been playing, I think we will go behind and then we just nick a draw. I mean, that does, if it does end a draw, it gives us the home advantage. But it is going to be a tough game. I think Amorim, there's going to be a lot of pressure on him, but he always knows there's pressure on him. I think not having Chidiobi in the squad, it's going to massively hurt us, but we have to rely on someone like Rasmus Højlund, who, as I said, in Europe hasn't been that bad. His last goal came in Europe, so you're hoping that he can find some form again in the Europa League and kickstart some campaigns. Because listen, he should be doing he should look at that performance from Chidiobi against Fulham and want to do something like that. He was just rustling with defenders, just make yourself a nuisance, create your own chances at this point. And I think with Højlund, the amount of money we spent on him, he's just not living up to that expectation, and we've seen that now for a while. But listen, it is going to be a very tough game. Sociedad are a very, very good side. I think they're like 9th. I think they're 9th in La Liga, I believe. So they ain't going to be an easy team to come up against. Let me check. Sociedad. They are... But I do certainly think as well the Europa League is a winnable trophy. I know there are tough teams in there, but it certainly is a trophy that we can win. They lost 4-0 to Barcelona. They are 9th. They've lost 12 games. So, listen, they're in the greatest. If you look at their form, they had Barcelona and Real Madrid in back-to-back games, which is tough. But they knocked out Midtjylland 5-2. No, it was 7. They scored 7 goals against Midtjylland. So, listen, they are a team that can score goals. They've had some pretty decent performances. So, it is going to be a tough game. But let's see. They have got some recognisable players. Naya Good, who used to play for West Ham. Obviously, Zubamendi, Oyarzabal, Kubo, I think, still plays for them. So, it isn't going to be easy. They probably do have a better squad than us. Sergio Gomez. But in terms of goals per match in the La Liga, they are 17th for goals per match, 0.9. So less than 1 goal on average scored per match. Now, if you look at Manchester United's goals per match, don't even want to look at it, but let's have a look. 1.2. So we have a better goal to match ratio than Sociedad. In terms of goals conceded. In terms of, goals conceded. They concede 1 goal per game on average, and Manchester United concede 1.4. So we concede more goals than them. Listen, I think it's going to be a 1-1 draw. I think the stats are pretty close. There isn't too much in it between the teams. I'm just hoping we can get a win. Let me know your thoughts.